Today's topic is about suicide. Suicide is where someone kills oneself deliberately. What exactly is the thought behind killing oneself? The thought behind killing oneself is just to escape pain, suffering, and burden. So, what will be the reason for suicide? Some of them are disease, pain, suffering, shame, guilt, failure in all levels, such as failure in career, relationship, family, unworthy to live. This includes crime victim, born poor, born in lower caste, loss of reputation, and in unfulfilled expectations. Now, the another question is, what is that a person expects to happen after committing suicide? Maybe peace, escape from sufferings, escape from the burden, hoping to go to God, hoping for a better life next time, sometimes just for revenge. Suicide. So, is it freedom or cage? Is it escape or trap? Most think it is easy to die, but it is hard to live life, especially if the life is extremely complicated to move forward. But based on the esoteric studies, after normal death, the soul will pass through higher planes. But in the case of suicide, the soul cannot pass through the higher planes until its exact natural death date reaches. So the question is, after suicide, what will happen to this soul? And what do they do and where do they stay? The answer is these souls will stay on the astral plane near the earth and do service for those who are left behind. It is not the place of punishment, but loneliness, waiting, and serving those left behind are considered to be painful. So, suicide is nothing but a trap, but not freedom or escape. So it is better to live life and face the pain and suffering so that the same situation will not happen next life. The worst part is that the person who committed suicide has to take rebirth again and again and go through all the pain and sufferings from the start until he or she faces all the situation and learn the life lesson from the given situation. So suicide does not give freedom, but it's trap, a never-ending trap. One of the major reasons for suicide is the ignorance of the truth that the external cause will change in every lifetime. That is, whether it's a career, relationship, family, country we live in, everything changes based on the requirement of for soul growth. Nothing is constant. We live life after life just to get the experience in all levels which the higher soul want in order to reach perfection. To understand the concept well, let's read an excerpt from Wisdom from the Angels and Forces of Light by Erling Hanley. You can also refer to The Hidden Side of the Things by C.W. Leadbeater, author. So the question here is, would you please address the subject of suicide as it relates to the soul? And the answer is, in addressing the subject of suicide as it relates to the soul, it will vary with the individual. One can say on earth, if a robbery is committed of $10,000, you are incarcerated for 10 years. But if it is $100,000, it is for many more years. That is easy when the human race makes law. But when dealing with karmic law, one cannot define the regulations so easily nor assign specific punishment to specific wrongdoing. Karma may manifest in innumerable ways. It may be divided into 1,000 different moments or incidents in time. The soul of the person who has committed suicide may be held on the astral near earth after death, doing service for those left behind to whom they would have given service until the time arrives when the soul would have passed over through a natural death. Or it may be that in another rebirth, that soul will be given an opportunity of performing greater service to those it abandoned. It is certainly not true that suicides are always relegated to the plane of punishment. How could they then work out their debts of service? No, a soul is always placed where it can solve its problems best. If its problem seems insurmountable during any one incarnation, in some coming life, that soul will be placed among those same problems again so that it will, at some point on its evolutionary pathway, learn how to work through those particular circumstances. There is no way of escaping the effect of the law of karma. You may have problems that you feel are greater than you can bear. You may think that through suicide you escape them, but you do not. For these problems, you have created or ingrained in your permanent seed atoms and destiny pattern until you change the atoms. Modifying the atoms through a transformation of consciousness by acquiring spiritual emotional qualities and through purification of the physical temple, that is the physical body, these things alone constitute escape from the self made destiny. The soul who commits suicide is not denied the opportunity of working out whatever debts it may owe, nor it is denied any good karma it may have earned. There is no soul so bad it does not have some good karma in its incarnation, nor is there one so good that it does not have some ill here and there. The unbearable problem must someday be faced and overcome, whether as service to others from the higher planes or in a future life. Therefore, suicide is not freedom or escape from the pain and suffering of life, but it's a trap that leads to facing the same situation again and again in every lifetime. So it's better to face life than to get trapped. Thank you for watching. See you next time.